You guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited because I have one of my favorite people here today. I have one of my absolute favorite singers, songwriters, producers who you just might know from some of his viral TikToks and Instagram reels, showing us all how it's done on the vocal harmony scale. You guys, I have the phenomenal Jack Newsome here today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, how's your weekend been so far?
Weekend's been good. Friend had a birthday party. It's pretty chill. Yeah, no, it's I just moved to the west side in LA, so I'm just like soaking up the sun and having a good time.
Oh, I got to get back out there. It's been well over 10 years since I've been out to California. I loved it out
What?
there though.
No
I don't have
way.
a reason to go out there. Nobody I know lives out there anymore.
Well, next time you're here, we should definitely hang.
Yeah. My best friend lived out there for a while and I went to go stay out there with her and I loved it because it was so different than where I'm at right now because I'm in Tennessee, like right outside Nashville.
No
And
kidding.
oh no, like I mean I love it here. It's like it's home, but I
Mm.
loved the California vibes. People out there
I
were
live,
so different, but everybody out there thought I was from Alabama when I opened my mouth.
I mean, Tennessee, Alabama, like
Yeah.
they're like sisters, I feel like.
A little bit, yeah. But I really loved it out there because it wasn't like humid or anything out there. And
Mm.
it's very, very, very humid here. Like outside, it's like it's terrible outside right now because it's been storming all day.
Hmm.
So I'm also praying the power doesn't go out.
I haven't been to Nashville in like a year or two, and I miss it so bad. I love Nashville so much.
Everybody loves Nashville because like it's so normal to us to see like well-known people around town all the time, like just walking around doing their thing. You'll see them in restaurants sometimes. Like
Oh yeah.
one of my coworkers told me that when her son worked at a Sonic, Keith Urban would pull up in his Lamborghini just getting Sonic food. I'm like, oh my God, what a vibe.
Keith Urban has a Lamborghini. I don't know why that doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah. Yeah, when they told me that, I was like, hey, I'd love to go for my happy hour and get me something in my fancy car. Yeah. So I'm really excited to talk to you today. And I've been following your music for quite some time. I'll tell you how I discovered your music though. I wasn't there from the very beginning. I one of your songs was recommended through an Apple playlist. It just came on a shuffle one day and it
Way.
was under like artists you may like. And it was the song Friends. And
Oh my
that's how I discovered
gosh.
your music. I love that song.
Thank you so much.
That
I
song is
love
so good. Yeah, and I like
that.
put my friends onto that one. It was so so good. Like that's one of my favorite songs that you've done. Like I love that whole project actually.
That was like my first proper label rodeo, and that was like I feel like I got to work with a lot of people who were really good at their jobs, like a lot of people who were really brilliant, and like yeah, I miss that era so much. I felt like a superhuman during that EP for some reason. Like it was just like everything was clicking, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm really in my bag for the first time as an adult. This is great."
Yeah, I remember when I would hear it and I would play the songs like in the car, like going places. I'm like, how have I never heard of him before? Your music is so good. Like I didn't hear any of the songs you put out during the pandemic or anything. It just never hit my algorithm. It's just funny how that stuff works. Because I don't even know the artist that led me to you.
It really like it there's nothing that you can predict or like there's no it really just is bumbling around and finding out. Like it's just that. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I love the TikToks that you make with the like how you
Thank
do
you.
like the vocal scales. Like there's one, it was when you did Check by Flow.
I
That
love
one
that
I
song.
saved that and I sent it to one of my best friends. So me and her we joke all the time about how we're like this touring pop group that like nobody comes to see us and like we like to put on performances in like the Chick-fil-A parking lot and stuff like that. And like how we're like so low key. Like it's just like we're literally not a group at all. It's just a joke. But I'm always like, girl, I found a new member. He's amazing. And she like loves listening to your videos now. I'm like listening to your watching your videos.
So we're a trio, the three of
Yeah.
us. Okay, cool.
You're in
Good
the
to know.
group. We're gonna hit the big time with you.
I made it. I made the
Yeah.
group.
I didn't even know you were in groups. I did a lot of research in preparation for this, and I went down like a whole rabbit hole of like just information. I had no idea that you were in two boy bands.
Yep. Neither of them like went like public or debuted, but yeah, there were like two projects that I was working on from when I was like 15 to 18. It was kind of like most of my high school was like blocked out, and I would leave school early to go into the city and have rehearsals and stuff. And um, yeah, no, that's so funny that you found you found the old lore.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find like songs and everything. I was like, why can I not find this? I was like, am I like one of the sad fans that like will never know of this?
There is for the first group, there was like a song or two that came out, but I'm pretty sure they wiped everything. It was like very this was when One Direction first went on hiatus, and we were like trying to figure it out. No one knew what they were doing, and like some of the songs were just bad. Like just just purely bad.
Do you still keep in contact with people from those groups today?
I do, yeah. More so from the first group because the second group was international and most of the kids were Germans. Um, but yeah, the first group, one of my friends is now a pilot. The other one is in Nashville, actually. Um, and then my third one, or I guess, yeah, it was a strange project. I feel like we were all so different, and then they tried to make a bunch of Jersey boys come together, and they called us NY5, and I was like, so we're a bunch of Jersey boys claiming to all be from different boroughs of New York, and it was just like, yeah, but it was a time. It was definitely a time.
I mean, I would have loved to have been in a boy band. I tried to do the solo route, but I was like, I don't really want to be on stage by myself. Like, I really feel like I work well with others.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I give like lead singer vibes. I was like, can I just be like maybe the Louis kind of like doing my thing, but like not in front and center?
I don't know about I've recently met a lot of Louis girls, like a lot of girls who I'd ask them like who is your favorite in One Direction, and they would be like recently there's been like an uptick in Louis girls. I don't know what the deal is or if that's always been the case, but I was like low key Louis might have had it like the best.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like you're like the sleeper, but also he wrote on a bunch of the songs. Like he was brilliant. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you've ever heard their song "No Control," he like sings like the lead in the chorus. He sounds so good. Cause see, I'm a Louis girl. I will not lie, I'm a Louis girl.
I love it.
I do. I love Louis. He's my favorite in the group. He always has been.
Well, then you still have a chance to be Louis in some group if you
I
really want it.
don't know. I'm too old to be in a boy band at this point. I'm like literally pushing 40. In 2 years, I got 2 more years
You're
left.
lying.
You know, I'm so serious.
You're 38.
Yeah. Well, I'll be 38 in October.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Dude, what is up with our I just turned 30. We are not aging. Like,
No, we're not.
it's so strange.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
don't know what it
goodness.
is. I
Well, I
think,
love that. Yeah, I go ahead.
yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
something
Maybe
in
it's
the
just, I think it's
water.
just my genetics. I don't even drink that much water. I drink coffee all the time.
Maybe
And,
it's like turning us. Yeah, it's like turning us to stone from the inside. Yeah.
yeah. So I would love to go back to the beginning of how you got into music. So when did you first discover that you were like you could actually really sing and could really do something with singing?
Um, I grew up doing a lot of musical theater. Uh, my aunt was like my teacher for a while, and my parents would always play like classic rock and stuff. And music has always had like a really strong effect on me. It wasn't like I feel like I realized I could sing way later, but like if I was when I was a baby, my mom would play like classical music, and it was the only thing that would kind of like stop me from crying or like chill me out. And I was always very like aware, and like it just always made a huge impact on me. So um yeah, and then when I was like 10 or something, I started writing my own lyrics to like old Melissa Etheridge songs and Bonnie Raitt songs. Um and yeah, it was not no one in my family is that musical, so it wasn't anyone being like you should go do this. It was really like a I sought it out as like a therapy type thing. And my parents got divorced, and I literally there was no journaling, there was no nothing. It was just all I'm gonna write music about this and kind of yeah. And so I think 13 is when I was just like, oh, I really Like I'm doing dance, I'm doing theater, I'm writing my own music. I was like, I just want the arts and music in my life, and that's it. Like that's all I want to do.
So you're into like Broadway and stuff?
Yeah, I was in New York most of my like childhood because I was doing auditions. I was auditioning for TV, film, a lot of Broadway. I performed in a lot of off Broadway shows, and there was just a lot of a ton of community theater, and yeah, the boy band was the first time it kind of married with pop music because a lot of it was kind of like older styles and stuff. But when I my dance teacher was like, "You should go and audition for this group," and I was like, "Oh, like you can do this as a job." I thought that these were like three people that they hand selected to do pop music, and like they're the only ones who are allowed to do it. And then I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool! Like I never want to not do this."
Well, I could have sworn I read somewhere in an interview that did you say you lived down the street from Bruce Springsteen?
You have done some digging, yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah, no, I where I grew up in New Jersey, I'm Jersey through and through, and my both my parents are huge Bruce fans. And yeah, growing up, like when my parents were together, down the street, Bruce Springsteen had his house and his family and stuff. And every Halloween, Bruce would like dress up as a gorilla and
Oh
hide in
my
the trees
gosh.
and jump scare people. And maybe this wasn't every year, but I remember this a few times where he would do this, and he would open his driveway up to the public and people can kind of go through this maze on his driveway, and he would kind of like jump out and scare people. And I always remember being like, that is exactly what you should be doing with your fame and whatever. Like you should
Yeah.
just be having a blast. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. I live down the street from my kindergarten teacher.
Amazing.
I remember I drew a picture for her and went and put it on her back door.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was just I totally remember that. Yeah. I'm like, you live down the street from a rock star. I live down the street from my kindergarten teacher, and I drew her pictures and left it on her porch.
Honestly, both are yours is you actually like made a connection. There's no way Bruce knows who I am, but like I think that
Um,
they're probably you made the connection, so that's good.
the a lot of people I know like live in such close proximity to like so many country stars and like pop singers that are moving here. Like they're literally everywhere because Nashville is like such a melting pot
Yeah.
for music. And a lot of
Mhm.
people come here like to write music and like just walking down Broadway, you will see people like out in the streets like of downtown just like singing, and there's just like so much talent here. I'm like, how do they narrow down like who's gonna make it and who's not like right now at this very moment? Because everybody's so talented. Like I know so many talented people.
Hmm. It really
So
the people, as much as Nashville likes to claim that they have some sort of control over who makes it or not, it really is up to the fans. Like you can be. I lived in Nashville for like between like for like a year and a half, and I was signed to a country music publisher, and I love Nashville with like a fervor. But it is funny. It can feel like an all boys club or like a good old boys club sometimes, and it's very like it can feel clicky. But I don't know. It's like anything in this business. If you're not approaching your work like this, and you're not like, there is so much noise all the time, and there's so much going on, and there's like this guy who they found like working at like a dump. If a label is like, oh, you're gonna blow, they'll throw millions of dollars at that, and it could blow up. Like their project could be great, but like at the end of the day, no one actually knows, and you have to really like lock in on what you're doing and be nice to everyone. Like you never know in like a year or two if the person who was pouring your coffee at the cafe or whatever is gonna have they're gonna post a song on YouTube and it's gonna blow right up. It's crazy.
that's so true. That's so
Yeah.
true. So when you said you were signed to like a country like publishing, like were you doing country influenced music?
I was on, do you remember there was a TV show on briefly called Songland? Have you
Yes, I went. I looked. I looked into that.
there? So I was on season one, episode three, and I was paired with the country music writer on that show. So this man named Shane McAnally, he's one of the best country writers in the game, maybe of all time. He he ended up becoming my mentor on the show, and I had by some crazy luck, I actually had two songs on season one. And after the show wrapped, we stayed in touch, and he ended up driving to my house right after we finished filming, and he was just like, I just want to be involved. And it was one of the coolest, like, I've never had someone in music really put their hand on my shoulder and be like, what do you need? I got you. It was like the coolest, like, um it was amazing. And I signed a deal at his company, which was based in Nashville, called Smack. And yeah, I had a team for the first time in my life. I was writing with the heaviest hitters in Nashville, like not so many artists, but like all of the big writers out there. Like I was like either in the room with them or like 1 degree away from them. And it was insane. Like the writing in Nashville is second to none. It is so leagues beyond what so many people think it is. It is brilliant songwriting.
Yeah, there's so many. Like, there's just so many talented people here,
Hmm.
and it's just like I feel like it's such a melting pot of like different artists here because I'm sure it's not all just country music here either. But like, there's
No,
just
the
so many
pop scene
different
is
genres here.
amazing. Yeah. The indie
Yeah,
rock scene is amazing.
yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when people think of Nashville, they think of like that it's country music, and I'm like, oh no, it's so much more than that. Don't let the guitar marquees on all the buildings like fool you around here,
The
because it's so much more than
Americana,
that. Yeah,
the folk. Yeah, no, it's Nashville's got a bunch of really, really cool, and it kind of it's like a oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of great stuff to come out. Paramore, are we kidding?
oh, I love Paramore.
Yeah, Nashville.
And with some of the songwriting that you've done, I looked into. You've written songs like one of the ones for Songland that was done by Megan Trainor, and you wrote with like Esther Dean and like Ryan Tedder
Hmm.
and some really heavy hitters in that song. Like, were y'all all together when you wrote that song?
No, so the way that the show works is kind of like every episode is a new artist. So BB Rexa will come on looking for her next single, or Megan Trainor, and they'll bring in three songwriters to come in and present a song that they had previously written. So I came on the Megan Trainor episode. No, I was I was shown on the Megan Trainor episode because no, Kelsey Ballerini
That's right. That's right.
Kelsey Ballerini and Megan Trainor. I presented the song on Kelsey Ballerini's episode, and I was like, here to present the song as the songwriter. But on Megan Trainor's episode, my co-writer Cole, we wrote the song together, and then she brought the song on the show. So I didn't get like, even though she won that episode, and I technically won by proxy, like no one knew that I co-wrote on that song unless you check the credits.
Uh,
Um, but on the Kelsey Ballerini episode, um, I got close, like I got in the final three or whatever, but I did not end up like with that cut. And the judges will kind of all jump in and start adding their input to like the songwriting process and stuff, but they're not like it's kind of mostly what you see on camera, like on the show, where they're like, oh, maybe change that one line or like change that one lyric so it makes a little bit more sense, um, or like we need to change the beat. Um, and then that's kind of how they get their credit in the song. But yeah, that show was so cool. I wish they bring it. I really, really want to bring that show back at some point. But yeah, it was. I had a phenomenal time on that show.
yeah, looking back at it, because I didn't see it when it was on TV. It just seemed like such a cool concept for that show.
Yeah. And then COVID came out, and I feel like you couldn't really get and pay anyone to kind of like be interested in a songwriting show. Everyone was like, "What's going on?"
No.
COVID.
And even the singing shows were so different during COVID because they were having to do like I remember on Idol, they had
Yeah.
to do all their live performances like virtually. And then like on The Voice, they did it too. Now I also read that you auditioned for The Voice as well.
I've auditioned for all
Mhm.
of them. I've gone out. It's funny before when you were like, when did you realize you were a really good singer? I feel like I don't feel that. Like I grew up surrounded by singers, like people who like can rip on. I feel like I have a kind of like more delicate voice and like it's a little bit more um like I have good control over it. Um but I think my ear is stronger than my voice a lot of times. Like I know a lot of people who can sing. Um and that's something that I'm trying to like work on all the time. I don't know if you feel a similar way.
No, I mean, I think your voice is phenomenal. Like you are truly one of, listen, there's somebody that I really, really, really like that I saw that you did music with, and I did not know this until just a few days ago. So me and some of my friends, we consider Grant Kanoki to be the pop boy that we all need right now. And I feel like
Yeah.
you're also one of them. I just saw him at the Cannery last weekend, and he was phenomenal.
Grant is one of my we met really early into me moving to LA, and he's one of the few people that I've met with like a similar background where he came from Kids Bop and I came from the two groups that never came out. Um and he is easily one of the most talented people I've ever met in my whole life. The fact that he can sing the way that he can sing, write both melodically and lyrically the way that he can write, produced better than 99% of the top paid producers in this city, and dance, fuck you. Like, literally, like,
I'm so
it's
serious.
great. I'm so serious. Like, we have to stop playing about Grant Kanoki. I do not play about him.
I literally am like, and I'm a newer fan of his too. And I found his
Mm-hmm.
music the same way I found yours through Apple Music because they have a really good algorithm. I know everybody says Spotify's better, but I use Apple Music and their algorithm is really good about who they introduce you to. And I'm like, how is this guy so slept on? He's so good. And his show was so good. I cleared his merch table. I literally bought one of everything.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
he's got the brand. I mean, he truly does it all in like a strange way where I feel like sometimes I'm like, I feel that too, where I can produce and I can kind of do all these things, but um, I still kind of like I lean on other people like out of habit, and then I see what Grant's doing, and I'm like, you really can do all of this yourself, like if you wanted to. I mean, he co-writes, but um, every like I mean, honestly, me writing with Grant has is how a lot of the early Full Circle Boys songs like happened. Like we just me and Grant writing for Pitch ended up becoming a lot of the early Full Circle Boys music. So we just all we do is have fun and we're like let's see who catches it. We'll see what happens, but as long as we're kind of like making stuff together and yeah, no, I love Grant.
Yeah, you guys should do a collab someday. And with Alex Sampson too, because I saw you
I
write for him
love
too.
Alex.
And he was on
Yeah,
America's Got Talent. Like he's having a moment now too.
yeah.
And
No,
his
he
music is so good.
I was there. I was in the room at AGT when he was on. That was like he's like my little brother. Like Grant kind of feels like um I mean they're all like my little brothers basically, but yeah, I love Alex so much. He is such a goofball. It's insane.
Yeah. So you were in the room when he did his audition.
When he performed Pretty Baby on America's Got Talent, yeah. And
Oh, that's a great song.
he just he's brilliant and his vocal tone, he sounds like that like all the time. Like he just walks around and kind of just sings and like he's kind of like a troll. I'm just like you can't like of course you can just open your mouth and that comes out. It's crazy.
Do your friends ask you to sing a lot whenever you like go around your friends?
They put in like request like harmony requests, so like
Yeah.
they'll like a lot of times when I'm with people, my mom does this all the time. She's like, anytime a song comes out, she's like, "You have to do this song," and I'm like, "Okay, I guess if I have to do it." Like,
Oh yeah, I remember when you did Linger. I
yeah,
literally went in my bathroom and I loved the acoustics in there. And I tried to record one of my own, like with the same way you did it. And I sent it to my friend to see what she would say. And she was like, this is so good. This is so good. I love it. She was like, this is like next level. And I was like, Wait a minute. The time of night that I sent it to her, I was like, wait a minute. Are you on a gummy right now? Or are you telling the truth? I was like, wait a minute. Listen to this tomorrow and then come back to me tomorrow. And then
Listen
the
with
next day, I
fresh
literally heard
ears.
nothing.
That is so funny. Oh my
Because it's
God. I
so
love it.
good. And that's one of the ones that you've pinned. So that's one of your most popular ones that you've done.
I think Linger number wise and like impact wise, I think is my reigning champ. Something about also I had kind of been doing like pitch correction on a lot of those videos. And I mean, there's a huge discourse on TikTok and Instagram right now about how a lot of those singers will use pitch correction and everyone's just like, it's terrible, whatever. Like the kids don't want that. The kids want like real. And right before Linger, I had done a few videos that were kind of a little bit too pitch correction heavy, and people realized in the comments they were like giving me crap for it. They were like, "Oh my god, bro, like be less obvious about the auto tune, like all this stuff." And I was like, I really challenged myself with Linger. I was like, you get like one or two bad notes to correct in this whole thing, but like, I really want you to like show people what it means to like sing live. And the correlation between how little, if at all, that video is like tweaks versus like the impact and the how many people that cover has like touched. Um, and just like watching high school girls like get together with their best friend and they're like, oh, I'm gonna sing melody, you're gonna sing the counter and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I forgot that I was doing that in high school. Like I was getting with my best friend and we're like, oh, we're gonna do the cup song. We're gonna do like these super interactive things that are like a huge part of your childhood. I was like, I get to play a part in that for other people. That's like the coolest honor of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be because like you get like so many like good comments and like I see how like you interact so much with all of your fans because like some
Try to.
artists really don't interact as much because half the time I think maybe their accounts aren't even ran by them half the time. So like I see that you're so interactive with your fans and I feel like that's so important.
It's I'm really stoked that you kind of like saw that because I am having the most fun interacting with all these people who love these harmony videos. And um I feel like it's a little bit weird calling them like fans because this feels like such a thing. I've never stepped into the education side of things or whatever, but um I'm realizing that there's like a huge, I don't know, people love to be, it's not all brain rot on the internet. Some of it can actually like make you better and like make you a little bit sharper and a little bit more like, oh, like I know the word for that, or now I know the thing. And I really love that side of the internet instead of the part that just makes us all stupid.
What is the most challenging song you've done so far?
Oh gosh. I learned a song. This label reached out and they said that they're like, we'll pay you if you do this K-pop song. And it was in Korean. And I learned
Oh my.
I learned how to sing the second verse in Korean and harmonize with it at the same time. And it was like the most like neuroplastic I've ever felt, where I was like, you can do anything. Like you can just sit down and be like, I'm gonna learn this Korean. And, and then I'm gonna like harmonize at the same time. And I was like, it was so cool. But then the label that reached out to get me to do it never ended up paying me. So I was like, I did all this stuff for nothing. But then I was like, I didn't do it for nothing. I learned Korean. I learned like it was a cool thing. But that pissed me off.
Yeah, I would be like, first of all, I learned the language, I put it out there. You
I was
guys are
like,
sorry, y'all are
guys,
low down for this.
low. It's some low blow.
So before you started doing like the videos that you put out now, I want to talk about some of the music that you've done and what was it like going solo after having spent time in two boy bands that really didn't debut? Like what was it like going solo after that?
Uh, it felt both like I mean, initially there was a lot of like guilt because I feel like when I was in the second group, especially, there was a lot of mental games, kind of like being like, oh, if you ever leave us, you'll be too old to like have a solo career, or like you're not good enough, or you're not thin enough, or you're not good looking enough, or whatever. And there's a lot of effort being made to be like, you have to do this group. And so when I left, I was still left with all those things that they had told me, where it was just you're not this enough, you're not that enough. Um, and it was kind of cool building back and being like, no, I'm plenty. I know how to produce, I know how to write. Um, that's when I first did uh, my first like long stint in Nashville. I was super depressed in New Jersey, and my mom was like, "I need you to like go do something because you're just rotting in bed." So I moved in with like this grandmother family friend in Nashville or in Franklin, and I my dad calls it playing in traffic, where he's just like, if you want to get hit by a car, go play in traffic. So I went to Nashville and just like wrote a ton. Anybody who I would meet at a party or at like a function, I'd be like, we should write. And we'd like the next day, like go for a writing session. And that pulled me right out of my funk and like reminded me who I am. And it was just like, oh, like you have something, like you should use it.
The deal that you got after Songland, was that the first record deal you got as a soloist? Was that the first one that you got?
Yeah, that was my first. So that was a three-part deal. It was a management deal, a publishing deal, and a small like indie record deal for my first EP that came out. And it's so funny calling anything like first, because like I have an album out that I put out when I was like in high school. I've taken it down, but like the concept of that wasn't even my first EP. I had put out an EP when I was in college. Like um everyone's like trying to get this like immaculate conception and like, oh, this is my first ever, I've never done this before. And I'm like, no, we've been around the block.
I know I tried to find some of the early music that came out before, but I couldn't find anything.
There's I'm over the deleting period. So everything, that first EP that I put out with Smack, that stands as like my first like body of work kind of. And it's random. Every song on that project is like a different genre entirely, but it's okay.
And I mean, it's all it's. I liked that EP. And it was that one, and then hold on, it was because this is the prologue EP you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the song "Best I Can" on there.
Oh my gosh, that was like my yeah, that was the first song I released after Songland. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really good. Like I love like the slower songs that you do, but I love like those like the kind of like up tempo ones with like the beats and stuff. Cause like I picked out some songs. Like I love Ape.
Yeah.
I love that one. It's so good. And then Home All Rights. I love that one. And then I love the Sydney Sampson remix of Arms.
The remixes on that project
So good.
shocked me. I was like, I remember getting those in my email and being like, these are phenomenal. Like these are
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah, it's all so good. And let's see, what
Thank
else
you.
do I have? Because I saved so much of your music in here. Let me see. The whole All Dressed Up EP, that one, I mean, I don't even know. I say Friends is my favorite, but I think it's my favorite because it was the very first song that I ever heard. And I remember
Mhm.
when I tried to go back and find that song because I hadn't put it, I never put like a star or anything on it. I would just play it over and over again. It took me forever to find that song again. I was going online, typing in these like random lyrics to see if I could find it. I was like, what is that song about sleeping with your friends? Like, who is that? I can't find this song. No, I was like, something about sleeping with all your friends. I literally cannot find this song. And so what I did to find it again, I was going back and I was finding artists that had like a similar vibe. And that's how I refound it again after so long. And then that's when I started doing the deep dives, and that's how I found like the TikToks and the Instagrams and everything. And I was like, oh my God.
It's amazing. Yeah, I feel like there's been kind of like a long standing disconnects between the social media and like the DSPs, like getting um that's kind of my current mission is to marry or get my content game to like really match the music that I have. I have a lot. I'm sitting on so much music right now, and I'm like, I really want to. But yeah, because mostly people now know me for those like harmony covers and stuff, and I'm like, okay, how do we make everything connect to each other? Because like I have this thing, but it works standalone, and I have this thing, and it works standalone, and like we need to mesh, fully mesh.
Yeah, because your music, it's I don't know, your music is just so good. And I feel like it should
Thank
really be
you.
out there. Like I love the ones you put
Appreciate
out
it.
during the pandemic. Like, what was that like writing music during the pandemic? Because everybody was so isolated during that time.
It was really weird signing my deal alone in at my house. Like I lived with five roommates when I signed my first record deal, like proper record deal for the All Dressed Up EP. And I remember it was peak COVID, like peak lockdown. Nobody was at the house, and I was like, I had just gotten the contract to sign, and I was like alone at the house, and I had some like old champagne, and all my whole team was scattered across New York and like Nashville, and so I just signed it, and I was like, woo, like
Yeah.
I'm a label artist. Like normally in the normal world, we'd be like going to the club, and we'd be like absolutely like this is the time to like celebrate. Um, so strange. Like everything 2020 through 2021 was so strange, and I feel like I spent so much time trying to like make sense of everything, and like I was trying to write music about it, but I was like, this is way bigger than any one of us. Like normally when I'm writing music, it's about like between, one person, two people. Like COVID blew everything up, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm meant to process this. Like this is so much bigger than all of us.
So when you were doing songwriting during that time, like you were writing all the songs like alone, like with other people, like were y'all doing it through Zoom or something?
Yeah, during that time, everything moved to Zoom. Um, and yeah, and when I signed with Smack, they kind of had me working with a lot of people. Like I went from being kind of more insular. All my connections were my connections that I made by myself, and then all of a sudden, for 3 years, I would look at my calendar, and every day I was like in with new people, and I was like, I didn't even know there were this many people. This is a lot of people.
Yeah.
um, and like I've met some of the coolest people in the world. Some people I don't necessarily need to work with again. And like, and the craziest thing was after that deal was over, I had my like time back, and I looked at my schedule, and I was just like, oh, I don't have these sessions. So I started to write by myself again, like Grant Kanoki style, like where you like write and produce it all together. And I was like, whoa, I'm an entirely different person. I didn't realize how subconsciously I had taken from all of these other people, and kind of it became part of me. And I was writing music, and I was like, I would have never made this had I not spent 3 years like speed dating the entire industry. Like it's collaboration is the coolest thing ever, where it like changes you and you change them, and it's so rad.
Yeah, like how does that work when you write with people that you've literally never met before because you don't like know each other, or, like they wouldn't know like your story? Like how does that work? Like how do you get that chemistry going?
You kind of like the first hour or two, you just like pick around, and you're like what do you believe in? There's a lot of like cutting the shit, where when you in the normal world, when you meet people for the first time, you're like, how's the weather? Like you kind of ask the surface level questions.
Yeah.
And I love songwriters so much because you'll sit down right away, and you cut straight to the thing that weighs heaviest on your heart, or the thing that like just you immediately cut the BS. You're talking about really heavy stuff. You're having really great back and forths, and both of you are like keeping track. So if someone says something that is profound and like a brilliant lyric or something, someone will whip their phone out, or like someone will whip their notepad out, and they're just like jotting it down. I love songwriters so much because they listen. Like it's so much less about being the first to like have the chorus or the first person to like, oh, I have a title. We're gonna use my title. It's about like who is the most present and who is the most like aware of what's going on, and it's really cool. It's like high empathy. It's like high. Yeah, I love songwriting. If I do nothing else in my life, I love songwriting.
Yeah, they say songwriting a lot of times is like where it's at. Like you can still be like so creative and you can still make like a good living like off of songwriting. Now, how does the songs that like you write and then also help write, how does that end up with other artists? Like how do you decide who gets that song? And are
There's
there any
not
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say there's no like one way. Like there's you can do it through like their teams if you wanted to write like a song for like Blackpink or something. That would probably be through like their label, through all the proper channels, like through their A&R. It's so much of it is who you know. And I think that's why also like if you're in a bad mood, don't go out. Be very I feel like I've subconsciously like I obviously you don't know it when you're doing it, but I feel like I've like been in a pissy mood and then just by accidentally been around some label executive where it's just like, oh, maybe just like go take a nap, come back when you're good, and then like like um it's who you know. It's also shooting your shot in DMs is huge. Like I um oh geez, did I my Wi-Fi can cut out sometimes. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't I don't always do the shooting your shot thing on the DMs, but all of the coolest stuff in my life has been from like just a cold DM being like, "Hey man, I love your stuff. Send me tracks if you have them. I would love to. I don't know if you're looking for like a pop top line, but like I would love to sing on any tracks you have lying around." Um, yeah, like when you think it's out of your control, and then you like take a full tally of what is in your control, you're like, "Oh, I can do more than the bulk of this. Like this is um yeah, so it's kind of it's everything. It's not any one way, but you can control your fate in the DMs.
Oh, like I get the DM part because I just started doing my podcast a month ago, and I wanted to do at least 7 or 8 episodes through just audio by myself, just to get the feel of how to do it. And literally, like only my like really good friends knew about it. And then I was
Mhm.
like, okay, well, let me start reaching out to people that I really like to see if they'll want to come on. The problem is that I
Mhm.
don't have any videos to show you guys. I don't have anything. Like I don't even have a huge following. I'm like
Yeah.
everybody's just gonna say no. I've been shooting my shot in DMs, and I've gotten like quite a bit of yeses back because like with me it's not just like singers. Like I've been reaching out to like reality TV people. I've got like a casting director coming on soon who like helped
No
work with
way.
Survivor. And the other day I did an interview with somebody who was on American Idol last year who was my favorite. And then I've got like some other people from Survivor coming on soon, and we're working all that stuff out. And I was like, I can't believe people are saying yes. Like I was shocked when you responded to me the same day.
I mean, I'm trying to get better at that where my when you do things quickly, I think that that's the mark of like a lot of really successful people. Like if I'm not careful, I can let a lot of time slip between things or between like deadlines or between projects or whatever it is. But like, um, I've been writing a lot for this boy band called Full Circle Boys, and all the guys in the group are really they're quick. Like they're I feel like it comes down to like a respect thing where like if someone texts you and they're like, "Hey, can you send this over?" They're like, "Yeah, done." It's like I don't know if you can overgeneralize that, but like I've seen that in other people and I'm like I really want to be that for other people. I want to be like I respect you. I see you. It's taken care of. It's already done.
Oh yeah, because I've been told some of my messages through DMs, some of them ended up in their spam folders, and I'm like, I'm surprised you even checked that because I don't check mine. Not for my personal Instagram. This one, yeah, but my personal one, oh God, no. Because it's always those people that like, well, you know how that stuff goes, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to add your Snapchat. I don't know who you are. Yeah, it's always
It's a
like that kind of
little
stuff. And yeah, I've been told that my messages get like lost, but like somebody else I know that is into podcasts and they're like, no, you have to be really persistent about it because they may not see it and you may have to do it 2 or 3 times. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be like pushy. And I was like, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
The worst case scenario on the internet is so funny because like, what if they block you?
Yeah.
Cool. That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I feel like that's not a good, I don't know if that's a good thing to like a good like precedent to set, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the worst case scenario is that you like some person is just like, oh, why is this person DMing me twice or three times? Like it truly doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Like some people that when they open my messages, if they ever see it, I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I like DM'd you like 4 times over the past few months.
And you're also trying to like you're partially doing a service. Like I feel like a lot of us like love so much getting like to talk about the thing that we love to do like more than anything. So like this is like this is a no-brainer.
Oh yeah, I'm like so dedicated to this. It's just I thought that maybe I needed to have like more videos out before I do it so people know like what it's like. But I
Mm.
was like, no, let me just go ahead and shoot my shot. Let me see and see how it is because I'm like so dedicated to this. Like, I'll go ahead and show you your thumbnail for the YouTube video when I put it out.
You already have it made?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
try to
gosh,
be really
amazing.
organized with it, but this is the thumbnail.
Whoa! Oh my god. Thank you. You like you got a good photo. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there was so many online. Like, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do all this, and yeah, but it's just been really fun to get into.
Oh, wait, so are you still making music?
Oh gosh, no, I've done I've tried out for American Idol a few times and it just never really
Mhm.
worked out. And then part of me is just like, I think I love to sing. I just don't know if I want to do it on a public scale because I really honestly, I'll be honest, I don't really want to be like bullied online and stuff because I used to make TikToks and like I got a bunch of really weird comments one day and it like really crushed my spirit. So I stopped making them and I was like, let me just not do that. But I don't know. Like I don't know the stuff that I take these days could probably help me not give a crap anymore. So I could probably give it
Oh,
another
are you on are you on a good regimen right now?
yeah.
Honestly, God bless it. That's amazing.
Yeah, my doctor's got me on some good stuff to
Good
not worry
stuff.
too much about people's opinions. So yeah. And then also I really like collaborating with other people. Like I really wanted to do the group thing. Like I think doing everything by myself is like it's cool and everything, but like I really, really work well with others.
Yeah, I mean, no, it really does take a village. Even people like Ed Sheeran, who you would think like, oh, you're a touring beast and you actually don't need anybody, like you can kind of do it yourself. Like he I feel like he works really well with his teams and like you're no one's actually alone in any of this. So it's a cool thing to like yeah, Grant can do everything alone. He still chooses to work with really dope songwriters. Um and yeah, it's cool when you do it alone. It's way cooler when you do it with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have this. Okay, so the video for Sorry for Your Loss, how did you get the streets so clear for that? I watched that back and I was like, there's no cars riding around in these areas. Like, how did you clear the streets for this?
That was a dangerous shoot. I we didn't get a single well maybe I don't know how much I should say on this podcast, but we did not clear anything to shoot that. We just shot it really late at night. It was probably like we probably started around like 10 and then just shot until like 3 or 4 or something. Um my the guy who shot that AJ and my old manager Ari, we were just running around downtown LA. Um I that era was like so fun. I've missed that video shoot day so much. We thought we were gonna get like mugged in the middle of like people were making like bird call noises around us, and there was really expensive equipment. Like AJ's camera was like really expensive, and people were making these sounds like they were setting us up to like get mugged. And so we there was a few times where we had to like hightail it out of there, but very fun.
Yeah. I was like, I thought you had the streets cleared for it. And I was like, how did you make that happen?
No,
I
I
was like, or did you just get lucky?
in 2026, you got to have like a guerrilla team like ready to go, like shooting on something relatively small so that people aren't like, "Oh, what's this huge budget thing?" Like, I don't know. People are shooting their music videos on iPhones now. Like you can do um yeah, you can do anything.
Do you think you'll ever release your songs that are like from the vaults of like from the all dressed up era, or just like you say you're sitting on a lot of music?
Yeah.
Would you ever put any of that stuff out in the future?
Oh, yeah. When Shane McAnally, my songwriting he's my publisher and my mentor, he took me to Nashville in 2019 for like a we were basically like dating to see if I would be like a good fit at the publishing company. And the first session that I had in Nashville was with him and Josh Osborne, and the two of them like written for like everybody. And we wrote this song called Crutch that I've been sitting on for so long, and it's gotten recorded by a bunch of like country legends, and it's been on hold for a bunch of people, but like it hasn't come out. And I feel like over time I'm like, okay, if the song's never going to see the light of day, like can I just be the one? Can I like let it can I release my version? And I feel like I've been asking permission to do things with my own things for a really long time. So um yeah, for like my debut album, I want it to just be like the songs that I've continued to love over the last like 5, 10 years, like songs that have really stood the test of time where I'm like, oh, this should come out. Like people, I know that people love this song and I've been teasing it, and yeah, definitely more songs will come out. I still haven't done like a proper debut album, which is crazy because I'm 30 years old. Um, and it's well beyond time. It's well past time. Uh, I have like a lot of like rockier songs now that I think would be really fun to do live, and um, that's the whole reason. Like live shows are the reason like why any of us do any of this. It's like it's all about being together in that moment and sharing, and I just want to sweat all over people and be not robots with people, like just as real as humanly possible.
Yeah, the music industry is like it's so different these days than what it was back in the day. Because, like, to be honest, anybody can just put out whatever they want now. Because you have
That's
like
kind
all the social medias and everything.
that's kind of part subconsciously why I've been so quiet recently. I'm just like I feel like people are so not turned off, but a little bit. Like they're kind of like we're so inundated with music all the time, specifically with people promoting the same song for months and months and months on end, and you're just like this song is like a B plus. Like you have so many other good songs. Like can we like I'm very not down for like the culture of pushing one song 7 times a day for like 3 months. It works, and that's probably why I haven't had like major success like things on songs of mine yet. Um, but I also that's what I love about these harmony videos is like they offer so much variety, and it's kind of like no one's ever bored. Um, but you have to be careful with that stuff because I feel like I'm like short circuiting people's brains, and then if I were to do the pushing one song for 2 months, people would be like, okay, now you're really boring.
Oh, because you're not doing like the different songs.
Yeah. So I kind of just want to figure out how to do it all at the same time.
But you know what? Like the new fans that you would get, like if they aren't familiar with the music first, that
Mm.
means they're falling in love with your voice first, which I feel like is so important.
It's a cool thing that it's music related. I was really nervous. Like I had gone viral before for like for random stuff and for like joke stuff where I'm like, oh, I'm not like I don't know if I can do this again. But the first time I did espresso for a harmony video and I woke up and it was viral, I was like, I can do that again. Like I can do that as many there's how many songs are there? Like how much time do we have? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you make such good choices for your songs. Like, is it hard to narrow down what songs you want to do for your videos?
I'm never short on suggestions. Everyone's always barking at me, being like, do this song, do this song. Um, and honestly, like a lot of people have they hear it before I do. Like people will be like the people who were telling me to do Linger, they knew that it would be a cool thing. And I'm trusting people more. I'm like I'm giving it a little bit of grain of salt, but I'm trusting people a lot more. I'm like if people have if 90s music is the thing that people are gravitating to now, like I should listen. I should be like, okay, cool. Like what about it makes it cool? Is it the fact that the vocals are all still raw? Is it the fact that like the melodies are written and they're so open and they just leave you so much room to play around and do whatever? Like, yeah, I'm trying to like be astute and still be a student after being a 30-year-old. Like you never stop being a student, which is the coolest.
Yeah, like how did you learn all this? Like were you always good at like the scales of like how that all works? Like or is this something that you recently got into, like recently learned over the last couple years?
I learned a lot of that stuff at Berkeley. I studied at Berkeley College of Music in Boston, and I was only there for 2 years. I dropped out, but in those 2 years, they did a really good job at kind of instilling a lot of like building blocks for music theory. And I tested into the highest ear training class at Berkeley, and the lowest musical theory class because like um, I had been taking classical piano since I was 6 years old, but I was cheating. Like I would my piano teacher would play it, and I would kind of like learn it by ear, and then kind of like skim read the music, and kind of I would be out like straight up on the wrong page, and my teacher would be like, "You know, you're on the wrong page, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I knew that. I was just checking to see if you knew that."
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think that Berkeley was where where it actually clicked for the first time, and I was like, oh, this is why do I like these Michael Jackson songs so much? Like, oh, they're mixolydian, where they're written like with that flat seven. You want to be sad and something, you gotta be sad and something. Like, um, just very pattern. It's all about pattern recognition, and I was like, oh, there's names for all of this, and being able to like share in that, like I don't feel like I'm giving people the full cheat codes for like what music. I don't know if there are any one cheat codes for anything, but like I'm just showing people the things that I've kind of realized and been like, oh, if I want this harmony to sound really like warm and pleasant, I do this. If I want it to sound kind of rubby and I want it to sound kind of like it'll stick out in a weird way, then I'll do this. But it's never like there's a right or wrong thing for anything because there isn't.
Yeah, like you have like a true honest gift because like there's songs that like you do that like I didn't even know you could put any more harmonies on it that are already on there to begin with. Like I did not know like some of the like whenever you explain like which note it is, I didn't even know these notes existed. Like I listen to these
The
videos while I'm at work sometimes, like while I'm like I put my headphones in, I just listen, I just like let the TikToks just flow while I'm working. And they
oh, I
all sound so
love
good.
the Imogen. I did a hide and seek by Imogen Heap, and that was one of the songs where I was like, I can't add anything to this. Like this is
Yeah.
already stacked. This is so stacked. But I was like, um and then like the fact that she ended up like DMing me and I've like spoken to Imogen, I'm just like, you have no idea. You are like a real wizard. Like
Yeah, because didn't Madison Beer like one of your videos too?
she DM'd me too. Yeah.
She's great. I'm seeing her on July 1st in Atlanta.
She is
Great.
so gorgeous. It's actually like not I didn't know that you can look like that as a person. That's crazy.
Yes. I should not be saying this on the podcast. Oh my God. But I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, I would just, I'd have to just walk away from Madison. She would get me to change my ways.
But like you'd be like, how do you look at someone like that and not be like, what?
Yeah, she has a phenomenal voice. My husband got me into her music, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, and she goes through so much. People talk so, like, the online trolls just come after her so hard online, and I'm like, you guys, this is just awful. Like, it's
She's
awful.
she's I feel like she's kind of starting to really reveal like her lane, and I feel like it's a good time to be Madison beer, I think, where your skin's a little bit thicker and you're like very, very like staunchly in your bag, and you're like, this is what I love, and this is what has resonated with my fans, and like I don't need anything else. Like it's cool that it's charting now. Wish you had shown up years ago, but like it's cool that if you're here now, cool. If you're not, I genuinely don't care. Like that is the place to be.
So, what are some of your favorite songs that you've done that are your songs, like songs you've recorded?
Um, I really love the recent singles that I've put out. I think are kind of indicative of the timelessness that I want my songs to have, and kind of like I really want them to last. When I put out "Sorry for Your Loss," I was like, this is what I need to say right now, and I need to say it the way that it needs to be said right now. And I think it's a little bit like crass now, where I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, oh, like I probably wouldn't say it like that now. And it's kind of cool being able to kind of run these songs through my fingers a little bit longer and be like, oh, I'm gonna tweak that word because songs are spells. Straight up, full stop. Songs are spells. And there's spells that once it hits the internet or once it hits the whatever, they're kind of just stuck that way. And like I want to make sure that my intentions are fully set on these songs. And like so even my last song, Back to Mine, um, it's like gut wrenching, it's really sad, and it has like this desperacy to it. And I have to like be careful even with that, because I'm like, I don't want to be desperate for the rest of my life. This was a real emotion of mine in that time, but like we like went back and did some like tweaking and stuff just to like make it a little bit less like where you're giving up yourself and you're kind of like putting yourself in harm's way, not literally obviously, but like
Right.
but like I don't know if any of this stuff makes sense, but like
It
I've
does.
been really really like intentional about stuff like this. And Littlest Things to me gives like yacht rock in a way that is so me. Like I really am that guy at the party who will put on like the Doobie Brothers and just like, hey there from somewhere back in like
Yeah.
I love easy breezy. Like I want to embody that as a person. So um and Pretty When You Lie is also very like Scandinavian pop melodies, like just very a la Max Martin
I
in the
love
way that
that one.
sets my heart on fire. I love good melodies so much. Um, yeah, and that's kind of I'm trying to steer the ship that way. Maybe there'll be a little bit more rock, but yeah,
But see, I love like the slower songs too, like Simple. I could hear that in like a soundtrack for like any like Netflix rom-com movie, or like I love the listings. I really do like that one too.
the Simple. I feel like I've heard a lot of people. I've heard some like film people were like, "Oh my god, this would be a crazy sync," and I'm like, "Listen, make it happen. Put it in a movie. You have my blessing."
Yeah, because like even the music video gives that vibe too.
Yeah, no, the video is so fun to shoot, and yeah, I love that song. Was It's funny because that's the first like 100%er that I put out in a while, where that was like entirely I wrote that in my mom's basement and like fully wrote and produced that entirely me. I got my friend to add guitars and stuff, but besides that, it was like um it was really rewarding to kind of like get back in that seat and be like, I can do this. I can't like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So do you have any upcoming songs that you can share with us?
I have two collaborations coming up. So over like the next month or 2 months, um, I have a dance song coming out with a DJ, and it's really like it's kind of just like it's just sugar. It's just like pop sugar. It's good for a night out. And then the other one is a little bit more like pop indie pop rock with this woman uh whose name I don't know if you've seen her on the internet, but her name is Blondin Carr.
No.
Um,
Or maybe I
and
have.
she plays the omnichord, which is like that twinkly like synth. Um, and she and I have been kind of like internet friends for the last 2 years. And then she DM'd me and she was like, I wrote this song. It's about Cara Delevingne. And she was like, I kind of want you to sing the second verse. And I was like, what is going on? So she sent me the song and it's like kind of great. And we're putting the song out like in the next month.
That's
And
exciting.
I'm just like, I haven't done this where I've like been like fully singing something that someone else wrote entirely. Like I've been very blessed to have the ability to like write stuff that I can sing. Um, and I kind of love playing dress up in someone else's closet a little bit. It's really fun.
Well, it's really exciting. I love whenever you put out new music. Like every time you have like one that's like in the works and it's like this is coming out on this day, I'm like I can't wait because like it's always something to look forward to because your music is just so good.
That's so hearing that is like the coolest thing in the world. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And what like where do you see yourself in the next like 10 years or so? And that's my final question.
I don't know. I see myself I see myself with a family. I see myself with spending more time with my parents, I think. I don't know. If you asked me this like a couple years ago, I would have been like playing Madison Square Garden and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I those are still goals of mine. Um, but I feel like recently I've been very like aware of how like crazy the world is, and I'm like, I really just want to make sure that everyone's good and healthy and um yeah, and like the music stuff will figure itself out. All I can do is release things and pray to God that people like connect or resonate with it. Um, so far, the internet has kind of really loved these harmony videos, but like I love being an artist. I like if I if I could do an arena tour in my lifetime, if I could do any of that stuff, like and just like give people the most exciting show. I just saw Demi Lovato and Adela, and I was like, they're giving us a show. Like Demi is singing, and I'm like, I really love that aspect of being an artist. Like it's like hunting for sport or killing for sport. Like someone getting on a mic and just offering it as like an offering to God. Like that I love so much.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on our show today. I say our show, my show. And my timer's about to run out. So thank you so much for coming on today. I was so excited about this. I was actually really nervous for today, but you're like so cool to talk to and so easy to talk to. So this was really, really fun. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for letting me ramble. You're the most fun interviewer ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did you guys hear that? He said I was the funnest ever. You guys, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.